allows me to tie my shoe. It allows me to procreate humankind. It
Yeah.
allows me to do all of these helpful
Exactly.
things. And we filmed this person who was descending into the squat with video fluoroscopy. We watched all the vertebra moving, and then just at one segment,
rotational, bending, extending, ab or core work for the powerlifter. I have a lot of people maybe see what I program for people, and they ask, how come you took out the reverse hypers for me? Or how come you took out the twists or the bending, the cable crunches, the rope crunches? And I'll tell them that, well, you're a powerlifter, and to build your squat and your deadlift, you need to be able to build stiffness and super stiffness and not stress the disc unnecessarily with the repetitive bending. But sometimes people will come back and say, well, shouldn't you be strong in every plane of movement? Shouldn't you be strong in flexion and extension and rotation? And so I have my thoughts on that, but I haven't heard you necessarily, I'm sure you have answered the question, but how do you answer that question when a powerlifter says, how come, Stu, how come you don't want me doing rotational work or crunching work as a powerlifter? How come there's better exercises suited for me?
I'm going to answer it with several supporting points, and I'm going to give you some counter arguments as well to challenge myself on this, because as we both realize, there's not one approach that's going to help everybody.
Right.
So let me start this off with a power lifter on the athletic spectrum is somewhat unidimensional. I'm not asking you to throw a football, a bullet for 70 yards. I'm not asking you to run 10K like a triathlete. In fact, the better the power lifter you are, the more stiffened your frame has become to bear enormous loads and get the thrust lines down through the linkage to the floor without falling over and buckling joints. So the rod of the spine is a flexible rod. That's fabulous. It allows me to tie my shoe. It allows me to procreate humankind.
Yeah.
It allows me to do all of these helpful
Exactly.
things. What engineer would take a flexible rod like a garden hose and then put 1,000 pounds on it? You know what's going to happen.
Looking for the answer to your sleepless nights, sore muscles, and better overall well-being? If so, PowerX Strength CBD has you covered. All of our products are made of CBD isolate and have 0% THC, meaning there are no worries of failing a drug test or the worry of feeling high. With PowerX Strength CBD, we offer a wide range of products and payment options to ensure you have the option that best fits your needs. Don't just take it from me. All of our reviews and client testimonials on our site speak for themselves. You can even get 20% off your order by using code YT1306 at checkout. Go to powerxstrengthcbd.com to order now so you can get back to sleeping, recovering, lifting, feeling, and being better.
We were the first that I know of to actually film and document an injury in powerlifting. This was in the late 1980s. I was working with my PhD student at the time, Jacek Holowicki, who had the Canadian record in powerlifting. He was no slouch, and he was an engineer as well. Really outstanding individual. And we filmed this person who was descending into the squat with video fluoroscopy. We watched all the vertebra moving, and then just at one segment, it buckled. His spine buckled. So that was the first time we ever saw a powerlifting injury occur. It was a loss of stiffness. So that word stiffness is a good thing. As a powerlifter, you enhance your stiffness by putting on an exosuit, adding even more stiffness.
Right.
Knee wraps, elbow wraps, it's all to add more stiffness to allow your skeleton to bear a load. Can you throw a football wearing an exoskeleton of stiffness? No, you can't. So that's the unidimensionality of the powerlifting sport requirement. So that's the beginning of the story. Now let's look at the categories of joints. It's no coincidence that the torso has a ball and socket at the top end, the shoulder, and a ball and socket, the hip, at the bottom end of the torso. They are designed to create power through a big range of motion. Ball and socket, that's what they do. Really hard to injure them, actually, doing that, unless you hit the very, very end range. A disc is not a ball and socket joint. A disc falls into the category of being an adaptable fabric. A fabric. My shirt is a man-made, non-adaptable fabric, and I'm going to create stress-strain reversals on my shirt, back and forth like this. And if I keep doing that, I will create a delamination in the fibers. So motion delaminates the fibers. It's exactly what I measured in thousands of discs over the years. Every one of my colleagues around the world who did this kind of work agrees. Motion is okay. I can do on all fours, cat and camels. You won't really change the disc that much. But if you put load on it and then move it back and forth, now I can get a slosh pipe. Boom, boom, boom. I will get strong for 3 months. But after 3 months of doing this, of course, I've got twisting strength enhanced, no question. We've done the experiments. But then the collagen fibers now will start to delaminate. Now, the collagen fibers forming the layers of the disc are held together by a ground substance. It's kind of a gooey material, think of that. The more viscous the gooey material, the more mobility you can have in your spine. The more viscous the gooey substance, because you're holding a gel inside the nucleus around all those collagen fibers, if they start to get loose and delaminate now, you will find a weak spot where the gel can start to seep through, because the pressure inside the nucleus, it's like a chemical explosion. It's enormous pressures inside a disc. With more movement, you will work a track for the gel to come through, forming a disc bulge. Not a good thing for a power lifter. So there's a little bit of a story why, if you can do it without a lot of motion, you're better off.
Hope you enjoyed today's video. Remember, like, subscribe, share, click the notifications, because we drop videos twice a week. We also have a live stream every Friday where I answer your questions. Click below to see the latest video that we uploaded. Also, for our products, our CBD, our books that correspond with these videos, it's down in the description. For more information about all things Brian Carroll and PowerAct Strength, go to poweractstrength.com. You can book a consult both virtually and in person with me. Enjoy your week, and thank you so much.